Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrappy Cane. Today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 layout. This is a hop for Nicole Santos, and she is celebrating 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I will have her information down below in the description box. I did choose a layout to scrap lift, which I will show here in a moment. First, I'm going to show you the products that I plan on using on this layout. This cloud paper is my favorite. I will have to order a couple more of this one. It is from Echo Park. It's a new travel collection. I'm not sure of the name of the collection. I'll have it down below if you want it. And the other paper that I showed was from Minte, I believe. I end up not using that paper. These scraps here are also from Minte. That's from the Traveler. And I'm going to use the top and the bottom pieces that I had tore for my train layout. This is part of the train kit. These are, it looks like we're on a beach, but we're really at the sand dunes in Colorado. And I'm just documenting that when we were leaving the sand dunes, a storm came in. So we were having fun, and then the weather decided to change, which is something that happens a lot in the sand dunes in Colorado. But anyways, here I'm showing you some alphas that I plan on using. These here are embellishments, like texture embellishments from Some Assemblage Required. They came in one of her boxes. And I do use some of the twine. I thought I was going to use some of the mesh netting, but I ended up not using it. And then these alphas here are from P13, but I end up not using them once again. I do use some of the rub-ons, and I'm just showing you here which ones I have picked out. And those are from 49 and Market. These here are laser cuts from 49 and Market, and they're from a few different collections, mainly Nature Study, and then not sure what the blue collection is called. I really should figure that out. Anyways, that's what the leaves are from, and the little like plant, the one that I put down first, the bigger one. But all of the leaves come from that laser cut also. And then this here is a scrap and actually doesn't make it on the layout. These little chipboard hearts are again from that bluish collection. I will have to find the name and put it down below. And that's what I have picked out. So let's get started. And my photo here is a 4x6, so it takes up a little bit more real estate on the layout than I realized. At first, I was maybe going to turn it to do the 11 by 8.5, and then I do decide to do it as an 8.5 by 11. And even though I turned it just so that I could attach the pieces down, but I am going to turn it back, and it'll be 8.5 by 11. And so I'm just making my 8.5 by 11. I didn't want to waste any of the cloud paper by using it as a full sheet, especially since the Minte papers are on the thicker side anyways, so they really don't need that extra paper behind them. And I'm just roughing up the edges of the torn spots, and I used the 49 and Market paper to add a little bit more color up there at the top. As you saw in the example of Nicole's sketch, she has top and bottom pieces, and they're double layered. So I wanted it to be the same as hers. And then I'm going to lay my photo actually a little bit more down towards the bottom. Hers is in the middle, but I decided I was just going to put it at the bottom so I can use a large title at the top. And my title is actually going to be Epic Storm. And again, that was because when we were leaving the sand dunes, the clouds just started rolling in, and it was raining, and they were big, giant raindrops. And we tried to run in the sand to get out of the sand dunes, but that didn't work very well. My son ended up falling, and I took off his shirt to wipe his mouth off, to wipe all the sand off his face. And he was laughing, and, he didn't care. But I thought it was a cute little photo of him, and the clouds behind him just show, the storm that was getting ready to roll in. We did leave, and a really big storm actually did end up coming in. So it was a good thing we left. We didn't play very long, unfortunately, but we've been back other times since then. And here I'm adding my photo in one of the 49 Market frames. This is a different frame than what I showed in the intro. I had pulled out 2 ephemera pieces that I was going to piece behind it as a frame, and then I remembered that I ordered these ones. These are from the newer collection that just came out. What is that one called? Craft and Garden, I think. It's the newer, like, green and yellow collection that just came out from 49 Market. And those are the layer up frames that I used, and I just used one of them. And then I inked the edge of it with like coffee espresso, I believe, or ground espresso, and vintage photo, which are my 2 browns that I love to mix together. One's a little bit darker than the other one. And then I'm going to add some play foam behind it, and that's to pop up the photo. I believe the photo is the only thing I pop up. The part of the title Epic that I use is from the newer collection by American Crafts. And who's it by? It's not by anybody. There's no designer on it. It's the, like, really masculine collection. Oh, I cannot remember the name of it. It'll come to me. Anyways, that's what I used for Epic, and I showed those pieces at the beginning also. And at first I was doing my usual of lay everything down, not really attaching it down yet, just laying it down. But then I decided that I was just going to go for it and start gluing it down, because with all the little tiny leaves and stuff like that, it was going to continue to move. And I really didn't want to really deal with it. Plus, I was watching the Nuggets lose. So I was a little distracted while I was trying to put this layout together, because I kept watching them instead of putting down embellishments. And I was afraid I was going to move something and then be upset that I moved it or put it down in the wrong place. So I just started gluing it down. So here in a minute, you'll see I start just gluing it down. And I did cut the flowers or the leaves apart. I'm not sure what you'd call those. I guess they'd be like wildflowers. And that was so that I could lay some flat and some on top of the frame to make layers. And I really like the way that that ends up looking. And I'll also bring in sequins from Spiegelmom Scraps. I use Genuine, which is available in the shop. And then Frosted Winter is from my stash. And I'm just going to pull a couple of the blue sequins from that one. And then another littler sequence pack that came in a different pack a long time ago. But again, it has the blue sequence the lighter blue sequence that I wanted to use. So I add those in. And if you would like to pick up any sequins, you can use my code Jennifer15 and save 15% over at Spiegelmom Scraps. And she has lots of other sequins besides the Genuine, but she always has great mixed packs of sequins. And I always seem to be picking out 1 or 2 and then putting them together in different packs. But it really does, after you get a whole bunch of them, it's really great just to be able to pick the colors that you need or like for your layout. So that's why I like having lots of packs. And they come with lots in them. So here I'm just adding a few more embellishments. You saw I put ATG and liquid glue behind the photo to keep it down. And then I'm going to start adding the little flowers or wildflowers. I'm not sure what you'd call those. Weeds. There are wildflowers that grow in the sand dunes that come up through the sand, but most of it looks like wild grass, or there's not really a lot of flowers per se. But there is like little bushes and stuff like that in the sand dunes. And I'm just adding little leaves down at the bottom in the corner, and then I'll add this one up here at the top. And I did want it to go a little bit higher on one side, a little bit lower on the other side. And then I'm going to add these little hearts just for a little extra something something down in the corners of the photo. And part of that was to hold the banner in place and to keep it, from being able to see the ends. but also so that you couldn't see the end where I cut the frame off. It would distract you of, where I actually sliced the frame to make it fit my photo. Because even though it's a 4x6, there was a little bit of space at the top and the bottom of this photo. So I wanted to make sure I covered that up, or at least distract away from it. I don't think the hearts actually cover it up. It just distracts your eye from it, since you're not really looking for it anymore. You're looking at the embellishments. And then here's the rub-ons I'm going to start adding. And these are the ones that look kind of like splash marks. They kind of reminded me of, what rain would look like if it was coming down in big splatters. And I'm going to add that at the top of the frame and under the title. And the journaling I will add at a later date, and I will actually use the sticker label maker to make my label on my printer, and then I will lay it down on top of the clouds. So you won't lose anything at the top for the journaling. It'll just lay across and fit in between there in the cloud area. So I'm just laying down, I'm still putting in the rub-ons, and again I cut them apart and just used the pieces that I wanted. And the 49 Market rub-ons rub on super easy. So I'm just using my nail on these ones. Again, I was kind of distracted by the basketball game and totally even forgot to grab my little tool to rub them on. But you really don't need them for 49 Market. They rub on so easy that your finger usually just gets the job done. Use a little bit of liquid glue to add the hearts up there underneath Epic, and then I will come in with the Vicky Booten gold letters and I will spell out Storm. So it will just say Epic Storm up there at the top. And there is another page. There's actually two other layouts, a double page and a single page, that go before this photo. So there's, other pictures of us in the sand dunes. So I didn't think that I needed to add sand dunes. That's what I was going to add with the dark navy blue letters that I showed in the beginning. And then I decided against adding sand dunes, since kind of redundant, since there's two other layouts that say where we are. So you see I laid down Epic Storm, and I believe I'm almost done. I'm going to come in here with the sequins in just a minute and start laying those down. I'm not sure why it's so long here. I should have cut a little bit more of this out, I guess. And I'm not sure how many layouts I will actually have this week. I was putting in a new bed in my bedroom and again watching the Nuggets, and was a little distracted. I didn't get a whole lot of scrapbooking done this weekend. And this is also my last week of school, so I only have 4 days of my schoolwork week left, and then I will be off for the summer. And hopefully I will have lots of layouts for the summer. I tend to not go outside in the summertime just because it's hot and I don't like the hot. I actually would rather be cold. As long as it's not snowing, I prefer the cold weather versus the hot weather. I know, weird. Most people like the sunshine and the blazing hot sun, but I do not. So here you can see I'm picking out, or actually first I'm going to glue down the letters, and then that's genuine that I poured out right now. And it's a mix of black, gold, and white. And I'm going to, again, pick the ones that I want. I'm not one to use just the random ones that fall out of the package. I don't know why, I just can't do it. I like the look of it when I see other people do it, which Nicole does a really good job of using random sequins and just putting them down, but I just cannot do it. I really like to place them where I want them to be. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to add a gold, a white, and a black one in 5 places. And then I will come in and add in 3 places, 3 more of the 3 different blues. So there'll be or I believe it's a blue, a gold, and another blue. I'm not sure. Now I don't remember. So here I'm going to dump out the blue ones, and these ones here are bigger. So I'm going to put those ones down first. So there's 3 of those, and then I was going to use the other blue that's in there, but it's kind of too much the same, so I decided not to. So I'm going to take out these ones here, which is a darker blue, and it matches the blue background paper. And I'm going to add that one. Oh, I did add a little tiny gold one, is what I added from the Genuine package. And I believe that's it. I'm going to add a couple of rub-on words, one at the top of the frame and one down below, almost at the bottom under the banner area. And it just says Priceless Day on that one. And then the one up on the frame says something about nature. Let me see if I can see. It says amazing magic that is nature, is what it says right there. And I'm going to put it right at the top of the frame. And I'll add a couple more rub-ons of the like water spots. And that will be it. That'll be it. That's the end of my layout. And hope you guys enjoyed. And click on the playlist down below so you can see what the other ladies created as we celebrate Nicole. Congratulations, Nicole. Bye.